Felicia, you do have the shopping channel on, don't you? I mean, it's on the right channel? Okay, now listen, do not turn it off until you see my infomercial, because you're just gonna love what you're gonna see, all right? Okay, it's a deal. Yes, keep your fingers crossed. I'll call you later. Ta.
Hey, tell her to get her credit card out. Isn't that the whole point of this thing? Buy some things. Is Ellen back? No. I haven't been able to get a hold of her, so I'll just break the news to her when she gets back from Vegas.
What news?
Well, Lucy, used Ellen's story, and Ellen doesn't know about it yet.
She don't care. She'd be glad she could help.
I think she's gonna come after with her curling iron.
Hey, gorgeous.
Oh, hi. Hi. What are you doing here?
Well, I thought I'd come and give you my priceless advice on how to testify on Chris's review.
Good, because I could use some advice.
Okay. Whatever you do, don't let your eyes twitch. Don't giggle, and don't ever let them see you sweat.
You're such a big help.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I like you, so I won't bill you for that. Well, you look sharp. That counts for anything.
Thanks. I hate this.
I know.
Chris is a rat. I know that, but he's my roommate, and he's my friend.
He caused a lot of damage, Eve.
Not by himself.
Well, like they say, honesty's the best policy.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
I don't want to lie, but if I tell the board the truth that I did not prescribe those meds for Frank, then he'll be in trouble for using my DEA number.
Which may be exactly what he did.
Frank popped the L56 like it was candy. He had a secret deal with Lance Pharmaceuticals, and he expects me to cover for him?
So, what are you gonna do?
How the hell should I know?
I'm glad you could make it.
Well, I had to be here for the smash debut of the Serena line, which is named, I understand, for the most beautiful blonde in Port Charles.
Why, thank you.
Congratulations. Here.
Oh, double thank you, sir. I'm going to open it. Do you think right now? Yes.
Right now.
Do it. You may even get a little.
Maybe we ought to wait till the orders start rolling in before we celebrate.
Excuse me. As soon as the audience sees my dress, the orders are going to start rolling in. People want to believe in fate and amour, and when they see this dress, they want to believe in romance, so they're going to find it hard to resist.
You're the one who's irresistible.
How can two intelligent people who save lives in a hospital act like such fools in a casino?
I blame the media.
The media?
Mm-hmm. You see, movies, gambling looks fun. People get dressed up. They yell, they scream, they throw those stupid chips up in the air. They hug, they kiss, they win.
Sounds like you've only seen Viva Las Vegas. You know, there's a darker side.
Yeah, now you tell me.
What, you didn't know that you could actually lose your money, Ellen?
Well, yeah. But I always figured if we did, Robert Redford would stroll by and offer me $1 million to sleep with him.
Well, I hate to break it to you there, Ellen, but movies aren't real.
It's a moot point anyway. We can't even afford to see one. Now what are we going to do?
Well, the best things in life are free.
And take hours and hours?
Yeah.
Monica Quartermain has a family emergency and is unable to attend today. She sends her regrets. In her absence, I will officiate. We're continuing our investigation into Dr. Ramsey's research, which caused a lethal outbreak. This is to determine whether his actions are grounds for dismissal. Lee, you may begin with Dr. Lambert.
We realize it's difficult to appear as a witness in a hearing of this nature.
Yes, it is.
And it's not your responsibility to assign or relinquish blame. You need only answer each question honestly.
I understand.
Dr. Lambert, were you aware of experiments conducted by Dr. Ramsey?
I first learned about them when I came down with the Nepalese flu. Dr. Ramsey took a throat culture from me. He said that he was looking for a cure.
Was the lab where Dr. Ramsey worked equipped with safeguards to prevent the spread of contagious diseases?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Thank you, that's all.
Mr. Leopold.
Dr. Lambert, are you aware that the substance to which Chris Ramsey exposed your throat culture was stolen from the lab?
Yes, I am.
How did you learn this?
Chris told me that Frank Scanlon had taken it.
And Dr. Ramsey's reaction to this was?
Oh, he was very upset. Heartsick, actually.
Because?
The last thing that Dr. Ramsey wanted was for anyone to be exposed to a dangerous virus. In fact, when he himself came down with the virus, he still worked very hard to try and find a cure.
If I may interject, it's important that this board realize that Dr. Lambert had prior conflicts with Mr. Scanlon that should be taken into account before evaluating her testimony.
I won't pretend to be friends with Frank Scanlon. He did everything he could to try and implicate me in the general homicide murders. He terrorized me. He locked me in the morgue cooler. He kidnapped me, threatened me.
Hardly the behavior of a normal person.
As you yourself admonished, Mr. Baldwin, I'm not here to assign or repudiate blame. I'm simply telling the truth.
It is possible that Chris set him up.
Yeah, it's possible.
All right, well, Chris is duplicitous in any scenario, and Lance, they'll do anything to protect a product with a multi-million-dollar potential.
But regardless of what Chris did or didn't do, you can't ignore the fact that Frank has a substance abuse problem.
He's off of DL-56.
He was arrested for being drunk and disorderly. He started a fight at Lark's party. He failed a drug test at work.
I get your point.
Look, I know this is hard. I care about Frank, too. But if you protect your brother from the negative consequences of his behavior, it's as good as giving him permission to use.
Thanks for your testimony, Eve.
All I did was tell the truth.
Well, that's all I want anyone to do.
Good luck, Chris.
I mean that, you know. I just want the truth to come out.
That's good, because I intend to testify that you kept my brother on DL-56 against all standards of ethical protocol.
Joe, believe it or not, I thought I was helping Frank.
You call what you did trying to help him?
Come on.
Go! How?
It's a good idea.
This is one hell of a mess.
Joe, time for your testimony. Dr. Scanlon, there has been some testimony regarding Frank Scanlon's complicity.
My brother was given an experimental drug without his consent, a drug that proved to be highly addictive.
And who administered this drug?
Bennett Devlin at first, and then when he died, Chris Ramsey kept supplying him, knowing the potential dangers.
And now?
And now my brother is trying to get his life back together. He was a victim of other people's greed and lack of ethics, period.
Thank you. That's all for now.
Dr. Scanlon, are you aware that your brother's struggle with chemical dependency has not been limited to DL-56?
Any problems my brother might have had could be linked directly to his addiction to that compound.
Was your brother recently arrested for disorderly conduct?
That has nothing to do with the outbreak.
Did your brother undergo a drug test by his employer?
That is irrelevant.
The test came back positive and Frank was fired, was he not?
Those things are not related to the outbreak.
Are you aware of any medical condition your brother has been diagnosed with which would warrant a prescription for dexamphetamine and Demerol?
No.
Then why have you been supplying him with these medicines?
I haven't.
A prescription for Frank Scanlon was called in under your name and DEA number. Dr. Scanlon, did you call in that prescription?
No, I did not.
Then who do you suppose used your DEA number to obtain a controlled substance?
My brother never got those pills.
Interesting. Amphetamines were found in his system when he failed his drug test.
Well, there was a mistake.
Or perhaps your brother has been using your DEA number to prescribe for himself. You do live together, and as a doctor, you must keep prescription pads and other papers at your place of residence, do you not?
Yes.
Then you'll agree it's possible your brother Frank forged those prescriptions.
Anything is possible.
I think Chris may have a chance.
Well, don't make any party plans just yet. You don't know what the other witnesses will say.
Well, at least I got a chance to diss Frank Scanlon.
Well, I have to say, after everything he did to you, that must have been cathartic.
It was. Call me small-minded, but it felt so good to just unload. Besides, I don't think the hospital should dump the entire blame for the quarantine on Chris. It's not fair.
Well, believe me, the board is less concerned about what's fair than it is with covering their own legal heinies.
Do you think Chris has a chance?
With a corporation like Lance behind them? Firms like that make it their business to find a scapegoat whenever money's at stake.
Fine. As long as the scapegoat is Frank Scanlon.
Remind me never to get on your bad side.
Listen, I have a great idea. Why don't I go get out of this stuffy suit and change into something a little more comfortable?
Uh-huh.
So that we can...
Yeah.
Go have lunch and have some fun.
Oh, that sounds great, but why don't we just have fun?
Delayed gratification is good for the soul.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You notice men never say that. Hurry.
All right.
Why is it men have to flip on the TV after making love?
Ugh, that is a sweeping generalization.
I read it in Cosmo.
Well, you're a doctor, and you should be reading the New England Journal of Medicine.
Yeah. Well, you're watching reruns of Mannix.
What are you talking about? I was just actually going to look at the hotel channels for the listings of free events in the city.
Oh, there's nothing free in Las Vegas. This town, it lives, it breathes for the almighty dollar.
You're a cynic.
Stop.
What?
I am one of the most useful
go back
materials in the world.
It's Lucy.
It's on! It's on! Oh my gosh! I'm on TV. I'm on TV.
Start with that gourmet snack.
Hi, my name is Lucy about food at a time like this. For years, my company has been giving women a new lease on life through the palette of fabulous colors from Jack's.
This is our menu from Florida.
Well, today, I am here to introduce
we found
a
the
new
dress.
line of clothing, and with it, bring something more into our lives. Romance. Something happened to me recently. I appreciate the crucial link between what we wear and how we feel. I found out firsthand that romantic clothing can lead to romantic living. And when I discovered that, I wanted to share my whole experience with the world. So get ready, because here it comes.
Dr. Mullins, orthopedics. Dr. Christopher Mullins, orthopedics.
Well, you're not gonna like this, Frank. You told him you didn't call in the prescriptions?
I didn't have a choice.
Oh, bull! Damn it, Joe, the more crap that comes out against me, the less chance I'll have of ever getting another job in this town.
Let me tell you something, Frank. The good news is that they're not interested in pursuing a criminal case against you.
I ask you to do this one little thing for me.
You asked me to lie for you. You asked me to risk my profession. It only proves that you need help.
Well, I didn't ask you to lie to cover anything I did. Ramsey set me up, and I needed your help. But obviously, you don't believe me. Thanks for kicking me while I'm down, little brother.
Look how good you look on television. You ought to be in the movies.
And
you sure as heck should have been the model.
When do we get to see the dress?
So get ready. Be patient. We have to build to it. Build. Now, I couldn't really have a model parade up and down a ramp in the dress. It just wouldn't do it. Okay.
So now, this is Ellen's story. This is the part that we tell Ellen's story. Listen.
Relax and get ready to fall in love with the first dress of the Serena line.
It's Eve.
You're supposed to be looking at the dress. It's carnival time in Venice. A lovely young student finds herself alone in the most romantic city in the world. She's dressed for the festival and wanders into a cafe for a bite to eat and to soak up the vibrancy of the city. There, she sees him. Their eyes meet. And for one brief instant, no one else exists. The Lady of the Stars offers the Marquis her hand. And he kisses her fingertips. He touches her soul forever.
Persistent little devil.
Yeah, there's only one person in the world that tenacious. Hello, Victor.
Quick, turn on the shopping channel.
Well, what do you want?
Well, I guess we have to go shopping.
For a 9-year-old accident.
Hey!
Hey!
That's the infomercial I did!
After a day of walking
great!
along the canal, they had fallen in love without ever seeing each other's faces or hearing each other's names. Fate had led them to a place where their hearts had always wanted to go. A kiss confirmed what they already knew. They belonged together. They began to remove their masks, but before they could uncover their faces, the Lady of the Stars and the Marquis were interrupted by a crowd of revelers. As the crowd grew rough, the gentleman, fearing for his lady's safety, gently moved her out of harm's way. She escaped from the madness of the mob, but she lost the man she was destined to love.
What'd you think?
Not too long ago.
Do you have a hanky?
Oh!
Most amazing journey with
I thought you were terrific.
Oh, thank you.
and probably one of the most incredible weekends of my life. Not only did we escape a plane crash and a fire, we found ourselves trapped during a storm in a beautiful old mansion. And there I found the most delicate, fragile 19th century dress. And when I put that dress on, we rediscovered a love between us that had been buried for a very long time. That dress shifted my fate and changed my life.
So Lucy based the design of her whole new line of clothing on a dress that she wore in Florida.
I modeled a version of that dress that drove Scott back into Lucy's arms.
And now she's on television, telling the world.
And she has the nerve to say it changed her life.
She had the nerve to use my story. I knew I could not trust Lucy. Oh, Ellen, tell me the most romantic thing that has ever happened to you.
And that was it? Look, she ripped you off. You deserve a percentage.
I don't care about the money. It's my privacy.
I think you're overreacting, babe. I mean, no one will know that was you.
Lady of the Stars.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, sticking with you through thick and thin, GMA's new diet program kicks off. Plus, a week-long guide to planning the perfect wedding. That's tomorrow on Good Morning America. Want to see Lucy's infomercial again and again? Escape to Port Charles by visiting abc.com, part of the Go Network.